Let's see whose machine this is here. Homeboy is 59 minutes late. The good chiller. Riding through downtown Shanghai tonight. This trip was supposed to be a QC audit of machines in production and finding laser welders, but absolutely nothing has gone to plan so far. I show up and nobody's working on it.
Yeah.
What should have been a routine check on a 12 kilowatt machine was actually just a bare frame sitting on the floor about a month behind schedule. So I have to extend my trip here another week, which probably means I'm gonna miss the 4th of July. The bonus round, however, since I'm here a week longer, I can sneak down to the Beijing, Essen Welding and Cutting and Robotics Fair, which is actually being held in Shenzhen, even though it's called the Beijing one. But while I'm there, I'm gonna check out what the latest and greatest in robotics is, because let's face it guys, China's kind of kicking our ass at the robot game. So whatever we see at the fair, what's that, Tuesday, is probably gonna be stateside in the next year or two. All right, look at my beautiful baby. We got 220 volts, 60 hertz, 2000 watt. Oh, John, dude. John, here's your machine. We got resonator in, the head is mounted. Looks like we're missing the accordion up top right here. So shipping prices went crazy with the oil, the Strait of Hormuz, all that good stuff. The factory is just getting crammed right now because all their customers are trying not to ship, waiting for prices to come down. But we are not waiting. We're paying the money, and I'm gonna take a little less profit, but we're gonna keep all this stuff moving for you guys. I don't really care what it costs to ship because you guys need it in your shop to make some money with. So I gotta catch up on 9 machines here. Let's see, it's 2 press brakes, 2 tube lasers, and 5 sheet lasers. So there's this one back here for John. Bobby's is over here somewhere, and so is Jacob's. And the press brakes are in the big shop. Let's see what kind of trouble we can find and see if we can find any mistakes before all this stuff gets thrown in containers and shipped to the good old US of A. We go. Hold up.
我们走 we go 激光
我们做激光
yes yes
Yeah, so I need to catch up to Ivy
okay
with my Chinese. Sweet. Okay. Guillotine's mounted, pumps on, and homeboy right here is doing some wiring. Oh no, it's okay, held up. And there's number 2 right there. So you guys might have noticed these are both the same length, but they're different sizes. So this is what changes when your tonnage changes. This guy right here is a single phase 63 metric ton, 8-foot bed. And this one right here is a 175 metric ton, 8-foot bed. So they have to make the frame larger in order to support the extra tonnage. And this big dog right here, I think these are 2 500 tons slaved together. So together, they run off the same controller, and this is 1,000 tons. It's 2 brakes really acting as one because it's pretty much impossible to ship anything bigger than that. So we've got a 400 ton, 13-foot being built. The frame just started though, so it's way down at that end of the factory. But this is good. Really, biggest thing missing is the sheet metal. So let's see if we can find the sheet metal, guys. Okay, well, problem number 1. These 2 machines were supposed to be done already, and they're only about halfway. So this is the reason I scheduled this trip, is because this is a new design on these double beds. This is definitely not going in a container tomorrow. We'll be lucky if these are ready for a container in 2 weeks. What a gigantic waste of time. Holy shit. Yeah, all this stuff's out of order, man. Like, this machine was ordered at least 10 weeks ago. That machine was ordered 2 weeks after that. And then somehow the 2 kilowatt that got ordered like 4 weeks ago is already done. So they are not focusing on the right things here.
Hurry nowhere. You know.
Like servo packs,
Yes.
relays,
Yes. We already
transformers, computer,
computer
software,
to check.
Okay, the head,
Already buy it.
resonator.
Yes.
Okay, I show up and nobody's working on it.
Yes.
So we're waiting on paint.
Yes.
Good news is the fume extractors are all in stock, so that won't hold us up. And then here's the chiller for the 12. Haven't found a chiller for the 20 yet. And we also have all of the air compressors in stock. So they are ahead of schedule on a few things, just not exactly the right things. Oh, here's our resonator flying down to the machine. 12 kilowatts of juice, baby. Here's our 12 kilowatt chiller that goes with that resonator. We've got Bobby, Dylan, Wiley. Over there, we've got John's chiller. And here we go, special order just for us, because we want the best high wind rails. They're supposed to be back at 5 o'clock with the new pieces, so they have 11 minutes. See if the stuff shows up. One of the signals you're getting a good press brake is this tube right here. The Continental rubber is the highest quality and you have basically zero issues with it. A lot of the cheaper machines will swap this out just to save a buck. And you won't see the problem in the first year. Somewhere between year 3 and 5 though, that hose will start shredding and it'll feed plastic rubber bits into your motor, and then you're gonna be replacing your whole motor just for the cost of saving a couple bucks on that line. The other thing you wanna look for is genuine Rexroth proportioning valves right there. And it says Rexroth right on it. So they make a Chinese knockoff here that still says Rexroth, but it's not the metal housing right there. So if you see a plastic housing, even if it's labeled Rexroth, it's a knockoff. That's the two biggest things you can see right away if you have a nice press brake or a cheap one. The other unique thing about our brakes is they have dual linear scales. So this is basically what tells the computer what position this side of the guillotine is in. So if you bend something that's not perfectly centered, on an older style brake, they use a torsion bar back behind there. I'll see if I can show you guys one. In order to transfer the load from this side to the other side and keep this thing level. But over time, they'll start to tweak and bend, then you have to recalibrate them manually, or you won't notice, or they get so bent that you're past all calibration and your brake is pretty much toast after that. So instead, we have a true Y1 and Y2, which means each side is controlled by its own proportioning valve and has a linear scale for feedback. So if you bend something on this side of the table, this ram will receive more tonnage in order to keep these perfectly level to your bed. So you have nice straight bends the whole way. All right, let's go check out my favorite part of the shop, the mills, to see what they're making over here. Maybe we'll get lucky and they'll all be full. Homeboy's over here cooking. All the holes in here are milled. So it's a small detail, but just makes the build quality better. Press brake mania right here. Here, look at this whole stack of guillotines right here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 press brakes worth. And there's stacks of these. I'm standing on a stack. Nuts. Here we got frames ready to go. What size frame you guys want? Let's see, we got 6 foot, 10 foot, 10 foot, 13 foot. They said the laser business absolutely exploded in the last month. They just closed out, and I won't tell you their numbers. No wonder all the mills are full of lasers, because they have a huge inventory of press brakes that are ready to go. So time to catch up the laser side of things. Okay, be careful. I see metal under there. I'm gonna stand on the metal. Actually, you can see it really well with the coolant right here. So you see how this is perfectly flat? So the coolant just pools right on the top of this surface, which, I mean, is a great sign right here. Without even a level, you can tell how level this thing is. But we want all of the oil to drain back here to one central location, so that all the oil that goes to your ball bearings, instead of building up and gumming up and collecting metal dust and making your bearings go bad here, will actually drain to the back of the table. And then you have one central location where you can empty that out, and your rails stay a lot cleaner over the life of the machine, and you have less bearing replacements. So what that is doing is it's milling now an unlevel track into that rail so that the oil can follow a path down after we level your machine out. Here we go. Here's a little baby press brake. Looks like a 4-foot guillotine. And this is what I'm talking about. All the penetrations are milled. Most press brake shops, especially the cheap ones, are just flame cutting these and just leaving that edge. If they pay this much attention to even every single hole that goes through the machine that really will never be seen and is just making a pathway for a motor or a hose to stick through, you know for a fact that the rest of the machine has the same level of detail. So we start with the small things and then the big things come really easy. Oh man. They got steel gantries as well, but we don't use these. This is the cheaper machines. They put these on, just regular old tube steel. And they're super heavy and rigid, but you don't need heavy and rigid on a laser because you're not milling. The only force you're fighting on a laser is gravity. So the lighter your gantry can be, the higher speed you're gonna get, and actually the more precision. So we use aluminum gantries for that exact reason. All right, we're finding the rest of these parts for these press brakes. I heard the tooling is here, and let's go see if the tooling holders are also in stock. What's up, Ivy?
Ivy, hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Ivy, say, release the bald eagles.
Release for Legos.
Yes.
Yes, really?
Yeah.
Release for Legos.
Homeboy is 59 minutes late, but it showed up. So this is the last of the sheet metal. Let's check and make sure we got no artifacts, no scratches. Okay, just dust. Oh my God, the brain of the operation showed up and it's already pre-wired. So we might actually have a chance here, guys. This could happen. Burning the midnight oil here. Got dinner for the guys and back at it. All right, good news. QBH is mounted into the head. Trying to get this thing cranking. Oh, we got some power on in the cabinet. The board is hot. Screens are mounted right here. Homeboy's got the rat's nest going. At least it cooled down a little bit. Let me tell you guys a story about Hero Machine Co. real quick. I called it Hero because I think every business owner in their own right is a hero. You're a hero to your family, you're a hero to your community, your employees, your customers, and I want this to be a tool on your guys' belt. And I take that very seriously because I know how many people rely on this machine right here that we're sending out to Bobby, and I know what it means to him in his production. So I give this my personal attention, and I will give you guys my personal attention for as long as you're my customer. So this is what it takes sometimes. Can't say I'm super proud of the situation, but I think you guys are business owners. You've all stood where I am right now and done what it takes to make good on your word and be a real man on this earth. And sometimes that means doing a little bit extra and staying an extra week and getting this thing done. So we should have motion and be cutting in the morning. Wish us luck. We're gonna keep cruising here tonight and get this thing done, dude. Here we go. Here's our quick release punch holders. So these are cool. They lock in place. And when you unlock them, you have this little detent here so you can load and unload your tooling straight from the bottom. You don't have to slide everything in from the side. So you can click in there and then drop it out. You push that button and then they pop down. And once they're loaded in, lock it down like that. That's our pile. That goes for those two brakes. So these are the bearings right here that get gummed up if you don't have that oil relief channel in your frame. Is the oil gets old and sticky, and then the metal bits stick to it, and then the metal bits get pulled in to this bearing pack, and then your bearings start popping out the end and you got to replace them, which not a huge deal. It's just a pain in the butt. Oh, sexy black tooling now, huh? Oh, this is cool. Okay, here we go, guys. I found the sheet metal. I think that's everything. Oh, we got to find the servo motors. These things are really, really close. This is how you know it's ready for shipping right here. The last step, little rust protection. Here's our inventory lady. Okay, there we go.
不见是吧？
All right, we got the motors. John, Hunter, I'm feeling really good about your guys' press brakes. Let's go see if we can find Dylan's tube laser frame, because we've been working on all the engineering on that last week because we made the chuck bigger, which makes the whole machine taller, caused more problems than I anticipated. So they're supposed to have that one coming along, but I want to see it. As the chuck gets bigger, it makes everything taller, so we had to raise all this stuff up a few inches, which sounds like a small detail, but turned into a lot of extra work. So this thing's maybe a little further along than they told me, which is great news after this week. All right, sheet metal just showed up for the 2 press brakes, and he's saying I can ride his scooter, so maybe we'll take a zip on that. Yeah, I finally got overtime approved. They're gonna work late tonight and get motion on that 12 kilowatt for me tomorrow, because I'm not leaving until I see that thing moving and happy with it. Here's our 12 kilowatt, and what I noticed on this table is that these slats are too small, and this tube is also too thin to hold up long term for a 12 kilowatt. So I'm having them do rework on this bed right here. So sorry, Dylan, for the delay, but that's why it's delayed, is we're gonna beef this up. Let me find one of the heavier beds I saw in here that we're gonna change this over to. Okay, this machine right here has the heavier frame and the heavier slat. So this is what we're gonna use on the 12 kilowatts. And this bed will last 2 or 3 times longer than that other one. So we're gonna rip that sucker off. Crispy. Man, we made a ton of progress last night. Oh yeah? Zero smoke, guys. Yeah, you guys know oxygen cutting, that's the most smoke producing material you're gonna run, and especially on this thick stuff, it's about 1 1/8, 1 1/4. I'll get a measurement here, but it's good news. Major progress last night. We were down here until about 2:30 with the crew, getting this thing hammered out and cutting. We've still got a lot of fit and finish stuff, sheet metal, buttoning up a few sensors, but this is enough progress where I know this is gonna be done tomorrow, so I think I can actually get home and make the 4th with my girls. So super happy right now, and I'm really proud that we got this thing back on track. Factory responded in a big way, and that's really all I can ask for, you know? There's always gonna be problems. Nothing's a straight line in this game, but as long as we keep moving forward and making progress, I'm pretty happy today. Well worth extending the trip. Really lit a fire under their ass when I told them I wasn't leaving until it was done. So that's what pushed this thing over the edge, and I think it was the right call to make. Hell yeah. I'll take that any day of the week. This will tell you everything you need to know about the difference between Max and Raycus. See the crowd at Max? See the crowd at Raycus. Everybody knows. Thanks for hanging out with me here in the shop. Hope you had a good time. I know I mostly did. Please hit like, please subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know what questions you have, and most of all, go check out Hero Machine Co., because I'm gonna get this thing buttoned up and we'll show you guys the finished product on the next video.